before our weekly business meeting. And by the way, I want to put a little word out to everybody out there. When we do record these meetings on video now on YouTube, so anything you say in the meeting is clearly on the record, said by anybody, either the department heads or the commissioners or the public. So keep that in mind. Whatever it is, it'll be forever. So just so you know. And with that, if we can all stand, we'll have Pastor Hollis open us up in prayer.
Everyone is concerned, and we just pray for your blessings on our community, and we would lead and stay under your watchful eye. And we just pray for your guidance to build this community into what you would have it to be. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Thank you, sir. And you can follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So let's crank her up here. Go ahead, Steve.
All right. I make a motion to adopt the order of agenda as presented.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any question or comment about the agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Now is the time for public comment. Anybody that wants to speak, you got 3 minutes. Keep it pithy, be polite. No personal attacks unless it's on Bill Wilson.
You do
can
because
that.
of Mike.
Yeah.
Otherwise, nobody can
Nobody
hear you.
will.
Yeah, this week we're only accepting personal attacks on our attorney, Bill Wilson. So have at it. Just kidding. We're not doing that either.
Maureen Patterson for the record. So I've attended some of the sub-area plan committees in the Priest River area, and the director of planning, Milton Ullerton, in the beginning stated that one of the reasons for this was for those people that live in that area to have a voice, and also to so that they didn't turn into something like Post Falls if they didn't want to. And so I'm just hoping that when this planning and zoning this Thursday comes up and considers the rezoning application, that it's not about money and revenue, but rather concern for the constituents and their livelihood in the area. And the petition that I sent, both them and the commissioners, is a big voice. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Maureen. Anybody else wish to speak?
Dan, there was someone via Zoom that would like to.
Okay.
You will need to unmute if they wish to.
Okay, if there's someone out there in TV land that wants to speak, you need to unmute yourself. Make sure you identify yourself with your name, and then you have 3 minutes.
Yes, this is Bob Smathers. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Bob. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm the regional manager for Idaho Farm Bureau, and I had planned to be there today, but had a meeting that came up last minute. So anyway, I just wanted to introduce myself, and I work with the 8 county Farm Bureau organizations from Grangeville all the way to the Canadian border, Bonner County Farm Bureau being one of those organizations. And anyway, just I will try to get to a meeting, one of your meetings in the future. Just want to encourage you to develop a relationship with the Bonner County Farm Bureau. The county president there is Dan Elliott. And if you're interested in our policy, you can go out to our website, idahofb.org. We have our policy book out there. We also have legislative updates, and we have a capital reflections that comes out monthly newsletter too. So anyway, just wanted to make an introduction. Thank you.
Great.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Robert. Nice to kind of meet you. Anybody else wish to speak? Maureen, you can't want to talk. Oh, okay. So the meeting, for the record, the meeting is this Thursday at 5:30. Anyone else out there in TV land? Betty, Alicia, James, Rebecca? Gone. Okay, we'll move along. Let's go back to the agenda, consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, based on the information before us, I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any question or comment? Doug?
Doug Patterson for the record. Items over 5K, sheriff technology.
Yep.
facilities, could you
I had a cheat sheet. if I
Yeah,
can find
Sheriff's
it.
Office, 12,600 for mobile computers. Technology, 58,617.46 for annual maintenance and support. And facilities, submersible jockey pump for the multi-use facility is 8,677. Includes jockey pump, electrical services, and all the labor. Technology was 58,617, and that was for maintenance and support. Apparently, they need a lot of support.
It's a yearly
Emotional.
contract.
Yeah, it's just a yearly maintenance contract. Okay, any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye, motion passes. Moving along, the clerk, Mike Rosedale. Morning, Mike.
Morning, everybody. Okay, 'tis a season to get our election year squared away. Every year, the clerk has to have the county commissioners approved a list of polling places for the year's elections. And according to IC 34-302. So before you, I have the list of polling places. I have a couple changes which will benefit everybody tremendously. Out in Clark Fork and Lakeview, we've been using two small places, but we're going to be using the Clark Fork Hope Area Senior Citizen Center, which is a phenomenal place. I spoke with Vicki there, and she gave me a tour of the place. It's incredible. So that'll be a huge upgrade and facilitate ease of voting in that area tremendously. We're also combining the Priest River precincts, doing co-locating their polling places into the VFW. The Clark Fork or the Priest River City Hall is small and it's hard to get into. It's not quite as easily used as that. So we're going to be doing both of those. So before you, it's the resolution to set them for the year. And that's
Okay.
it.
Thanks,
I know
Mike.
the Priest River Library had offered also. I thought they had talked.
Well, the polling place we've been using ever since I've been here, and we used to have two precincts co-locate there at one time anyway. Then, two would work fine there, and that way we can facilitate it better. And another benefit of having them co-locate is that we can have our electronic poll books actually geared up to handle either of the precincts in that polling place, and so you can speed it up. So if one precinct has a glut of people come and the other one is not being used, you can use all the electronic poll books to actually process.
Oh,
the
I
people.
see. Very good.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, based on the information before us, I move to approve Resolution 2021-15 designating suitable polling places for each precinct for the 2021 election year and beyond.
And I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any question or comment? Maureen?
Yeah, actually, it's going to be posted on our website as soon as this meeting's over. Yeah, so Clark Fork and Lakeview are in the same spot, but they have to be different precincts because one is District 7, one is District 1. So technically, they have to be different precincts. So they're on top of each other as far as there's just an imaginary line. And they both have polling places in Clark Fork, but we're making it so that there is a better place in Clark Fork for both of those to co-locate. We're not combining the precincts, we're just co-locating the precincts into one better spot.
Okay, so the word for the day is co-locating.
I have to. The Secretary of State said you must use that word.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, there
Wow.
you
It's a
go.
legal term.
Okay, so are there any other questions or comments from folks out in TV land?
Someone has their hand up.
Okay, someone has their hand up. Please identify yourself and ask your question.
Hi, this is Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Holland. I have a question for Mike Rosendale. Were there any significant problems this year with early voting or mail-in voting?
No, none at all.
Okay, that's good news. Thank you.
All righty. With no other questions being posted, I will go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Thank you.
Mike. Moving
We're-
along, Sheriff's Office.
Wait, I want one more thing to
wait.
Rebecca. I want you to know, though, that we examined every single signature on every single absentee ballot that came back, and that's why. So anyway, but thanks. Good question.
They did, yep.
Yep. All right, sorry. Go ahead, Doug. Mike just couldn't get enough of the limelight this morning, so,
Loves the camera.
yep. Mike Rosedale will be signing autographs outside the office here shortly after the meeting.
Morning, everyone. Then we get you
Morning.
for the record. This morning, first item is approval of the recreational boating safety grant. This is a grant that we receive from Idaho Department of Parks and Recreation every year based on a formula of revenue that comes in through fees and is distributed to the county based on certain criteria. This year, our grant award is $104,085. We are required to appropriate a 50% match, which would be $52,042. So I ask that the board accept the grant award and designate those funds from the vessel account.
Thanks, Doug.
Mr. Chairman, based on the information before us, I move to approve and sign the recreation boating safety grant agreement to the Bonner County Sheriff's Office in the amount of $104,085 and approve the county's match of $52,042 from the marine vessel accounts.
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any question or comment? Maureen?
So last year, our grant award was about $96,000 and change, so it did go up this year.
Doug, do you have a question? I did, but he answered it. Okay, perfect. Any other questions from out in the great beyond? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Okay, Doug, go ahead.
And the second item this morning is a request to close out our FLIR grant. We purchased the FLIRs and other equipment needed to install those, and that's actually in progress right now. So we've expended all the funds required and asking that we close out the grant and request the $27,000 in grant funds from IDPR.
Okay, great.
All right, Mr. Chairman, based on the information before us, I move to approve and sign the IDPR grant closeout form to seek reimbursement in the amount of $27,000 related to the purchase of 2 FLIR devices and related equipment.
And I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any question or comment? We've been talking about this for a couple of meetings, so this is just a closeout on it. Okay, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thanks, Doug. Recreation, Nate.
Nate the Great.
Morning, everyone. Nate Demmons for the record. I also too have a closeout of a grant. So attached for your consideration is the Hope Boat Ramp Grant Reimbursement number 2 closeout, whereas $75,234.10 is being requested from the state of Idaho from the grant total of $93,110. Amount expended in reimbursement number 1 totaled to $16,874.43, bringing the total grant used in the construction of the Hope Ramp to be $92,108.53. By signing the closeout reimbursement, Bonner County will be reimbursed the $75,234.10 through Idaho Parks and Recreation Waterways Improvement Fund.
Great. Thanks, Nate.
Mr. Chairman, based on the information before us, I move that the county approve and sign the grant request for reimbursement and closeout for the Hope Boat Ramp Grant number WW20-1-09-2. By signing, Bonner County will be reimbursed $75,234.10 from Idaho Parks and Recreation Waterways Improvement Fund Grant.
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any question or comment?
I just want to thank Nate. That project was a tough one, and
Good project.
he has hung in there and got it done. It's been hanging around for 3 years, I think, 2.5, 3 years. So
Glad to see
I
it
just
done.
want to show my appreciation for your diligence.
You want to give him an award or anything?
Maybe a hug. I don't know. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, okay.
I'm super proud of him.
I don't really roll that way, but that's
why
fine.
we call him Nate the Great.
There you go. Sorry.
No, Nate does great. Nate's been doing a great job for us ever since we brought him on. Okay, so let's go ahead and call for the vote then. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes. Thanks, Nate.
Thank you.
Road and Bridge, Steve Klatt. Would you like to hug Steve as well?
Yeah, no.
Been on a diet.
Oh, looks like we got Matt up here. Sorry, Matt.
One hug a day.
Matt for the first one. Matt Mulder, staff engineer for the Road and Bridge Department. So a couple of years ago, the county bought a gravel pit out in Blanchard, and I've been working on getting a surface mining permit from the Idaho Department of Lands and the required reclamation plan that goes along with that. And they have approved our reclamation plan and they're ready to issue that permit now, but before they will, we have to send them a bond in the total amount of what it would cost to reclaim that pit if we just walked away and left it. So the bond amount is, or sorry, the required costs for that bond are $231,463. And the bonding company that we're working with will be charging us $6,944 per year in order to issue that bond for Idaho Department of Lands to hold until we close out this pit. So a long time from now in the future. And this bond application requires the board's signature, so that is before you today.
Okay, thanks, Matt.
All right, I move to approve the payment of $13,888 to CCI Surety Inc. for a reclamation permit bond for the Blanchard Pit and allow the chairman to sign the indemnity agreement.
Second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any question or comment? Doug?
Doug Patterson for the record. How long do you have to do this reclamation after you close the pit?
I don't remember there being any timeline on it. It's, you don't get your bond back until you reclaim the pit.
Do you continue to pay the $6K per year?
Yes.
Yep. Full incentive. Yeah. Any other questions from anybody out in the, out there somewhere on the TV land? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Okay.
Thank you much.
Thanks, Matt. Steve?
All right.
Platt, I mean, sorry.
Oh, I was going to present it for him.
Steve Platt, Road and Bridge Director, for the record. And Doug, one thing following up on your question, a pit operator does well if you start your reclamation while you're still operating, and as you move out of an area, if you reclaim it as you go along, it truly speeds that process up immensely, so. Okay. All
And
right.
I think that's a great plan. I think that's a good idea.
Right.
Is that a huggable plan? or-
No, I'm quite
Attaboy,
sure.
I got an attaboy
I'm
for
gonna
that.
keep
I'll
pulling
take-
that one out of.
This one's been around for at least 3 years.
Okay, so the first item I have for you is Road and Bridge received, we tend to budget a little conservatively with our highway users fees, which come in two different funds, the highway users and House Bill 312 revenues. And with that, when we received our total allotment in October, part of which goes to fulfill the previous year's commitments, we had in highway users revenue, we had $473,197.32. In House Bill 312 money, we had $186,501.62. This becomes unanticipated revenue received in October. I've reviewed this with both legal and with the auditor's office, and we're requesting this be moved into this year's budget as unanticipated revenue to a number of categories that include repair and maintenance of buildings, asphalt, a vehicle purchase for a new position, and a number of snowplow and sander acquisitions that we need, as well as a small excavator and a rubber tire pneumatic roller.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve Resolution 2021-16, authorizing the clerk to open the Road and Bridge FY21 budget and schedule revenue by increasing accounts 002-7430, building 8490, plant mix asphalt 9390, capital vehicles, and 9520, capital heavy equipment by the aggregate amount of $659,698.94 as detailed in the resolution.
Second that.
Okay, kind of a long one. That was good.
Mr. Chairman,
You're
that was my abbreviated version. I really did my very best
So
to
for those-
shorten that one up.
For those watching from home, Steve Platt's notorious for having motions that are at least 3 or 4 pages.
I'm living down a previous reputation.
Yeah. So any question or comment on the motion?
I can't imagine there not being something.
Isn't there, nobody's got a question? Okay. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes. Thanks, Steve. Go ahead.
Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
The second item I have is the Sunnyside Road, this is tied to the Sunnyside Road validation project we've been talking about now for a year. And this comes from the topic of prescriptive easement in the typical 50-foot right-of-way, but where we're talking about beachfront properties and the impacts that a 50-foot right-of-way may have on beachfront properties and the conflict we would have with multiple owners in conversations with commissioners.
Whoa.
It seems prudent for us to survey the center line of the road, establish our shoreline needed rights of way rather than a 50-foot prescriptive right of way, and try to stay out of some lawsuits and move this project ahead.
We like that staying out of lawsuit part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Under the provisions of Idaho Code 67-2320, paragraph 3, I move the board authorize Road and Bridge to engage Glahey and Associates survey road perimeters and topo on Sunnyside Road at a cost not to exceed $23,000.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any question or comment? Doug?
Doug Patterson, for the record, who is Dale and Associates?
Glahey.
Your association?
Glahey and Associates is one of the professional survey firms here in Bonner County, but they are the one that are most qualified to do this sort of a complicated, they do quite a lot of survey work for ITD. And so they do roadside survey and they do highway monuments and right-of-way monuments. And so we need the CAD drawings that go along with it. I talked to several other surveyors about their crew availability. Glahey is a larger firm that's able to put a bigger survey crew on this and provide the survey, provide the corner sets and the documentation that we need in a fairly timely manner. And other firms that I talked to, frankly, admitted they're not staffed for the job of that nature. And they really felt like collectively that Glahey and Associates were the right firm to engage.
And this is going to be a very touchy issue. So we want to make sure we get it right the first time. So, okay. Any other question or comment?
What was the comment from the sidelines?
Oh, that was Rebecca calling her husband Don. Rebecca, you had your mic on. It's not on anymore. But anyway, so seeing that, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Steve. Solid Waste, Bob Howard. Or actually, is Melissa going to come up and present this? Melissa?
There you go.
Jeff's got glasses, and he'll probably give you a hug, too. He's in a hugging mood today.
No, not today.
Morning, Commissioners. Bob Howard, Director of Solid Waste, for the record. The attached contract extension for your review and approval is for assisting Bonner County Solid Waste with the preparation and application for a USDA Rural Development Loan. This loan will fund facility improvements that were outlined in the 2019 Capital Improvements Plan. Great West Engineering will perform professional services in the amount of $49,951. The professional services will include the following: preliminary engineering report, environmental report, rural funding application, post-application coordination. This has been reviewed by legal and auditing. Approved.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, based on the information before us, I move to approve the extension of the Great West contract. Contract extension will allow Great West to assist Bonner County Solid Waste in obtaining the USDA rural development funding. I further authorize the chairman to sign the contract administratively.
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any question or comment? Maureen?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you go roll back to last year, we started talking about needing to improve our solid waste sites. So we've got twice as much trash as we're handling now without twice as much population. And the last time they were improved was 1996. And that improvement had about a 4 or 5 year performance life to it. And so we're really behind the 8 ball. And the plan is to be a lot more comprehensive, especially try to eventually create more than one tipping floor. Right now, all the garbage from all over the county is being hauled to Copeland Culver. That's our only tipping floor. We're going to improve the tipping floor there and eliminate the dumpsters so you can pull right into the building, back up, dump it, away you go. But a lot of it's just because our volume is so incredible, so incredibly larger than it was, and we just don't have the capacity. And it's costing us more money, quite frankly, to deal with trash than it should.
This is a way to get the money up front so you can get the projects done and then pay for it over time.
Because it'll never be cheaper than it is today.
Well, we
Especially with
need
what-
it today. We
especially with
can't
what-
wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. to-
Actually needed it about 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. You needed it for a
Play
while.
and catch up.
Okay, any other question or comment? Anything from Mountain TV land? I see nothing. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Right.
Aye, motion passes. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Do we have Donna Gow here, someone from the assessor's office?
I can just read it.
Okay,
This-
go
This
ahead.
one seems pretty
You wanna play
simple.
assessor?
The assessor's office is seeking a lease for a Canon copier for the Priest River DMV. It is expired and we are requesting a new lease for Canon Solution America, Inc. and Bonner County DMV. The term of the lease is 60 months, $39 a month.
All right, Mr. Chairman, based on the information before us, I move to approve the lease between Bonner County DMV and Canon Solutions, or is that Conan? It's Conan here, but I think it's Canon Solutions of America, Inc. for a new 60-month lease for $39 a month.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any question or comment? Maureen?
5 years?
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
Yes. 60 months. No, it's not 5 years, it's 60 months. Yeah, no, it's 5 years.
Ooh, it's a trick.
Yeah, it's a trick. We're having fun with math. Any other question or comment? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion
Me,
passes.
we.
And with that, it's 9:27, and that wraps up the main body of our business meeting. We will take a 5-minute recess.